It's Out on the Town! Today we're joining Jeff and Joy as they take us to St. Charles to visit the Wine Exchange, a casual wine sampling shop that captures the essence of a Californian vineyard. Here we'll be picking up some tips from the owner on selecting the perfect wine to complement any meal or occasion. Later, Jeff and Joy will be taking us out to dinner at North Aurora at Raimondo's Pizza and Pub, a family-owned restaurant that boasts quality homemade Italian food that will make anyone feel like a member of the Raimondo family. It's going to be an evening full of great food, good friends, and fun. So get ready because Jeff and Joy are about to take you out on the town.
So we're here at the Wine Exchange, and Joy, what are we going to be doing?
We're going to be trying some wines, tasting, shopping, learning how to pair it with different foods, all kinds of things.
Yeah, so we're going to learn about red wine, white wine, sparkling wine. So if you have any questions, this is the episode for you.
I would agree.
I would agree too. So how about we go try some wine?
Yeah, let's go do it.
All right, so we're going to take you guys
Out on the town.
out on the town. Okay, so we're here with the owner of the Wine Exchange, Mike Frazier. Hi, Mike. Thanks so
Hello.
much for having us.
Thank you.
You've got quite a wine shop here.
I do.
It's really spectacular.
Well,
You walk
thank
in
you.
and you're like, wow, I feel like I'm in California or something.
That was the purpose of doing it this way.
No
How long
kidding.
have you been here?
I've been here 8 years.
8 years, okay. But a passion for wine, I'm sure longer than that.
Well, yeah, a little bit longer than that. But yeah, 8 years here in this location. I was next door for about 5 years, so this has worked out quite well.
Yeah, well, I would say so. It's one of the things that we're really interested in hearing about is the wine club, because I know that's something that really separates you apart from other wine stores in the area. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, first of all, I grew up in California, and going to wine tastings at various vineyards, they would let you sample numerous wines, and you got to pick what you wanted. And so you develop a taste for a certain wine, then you knew what to buy. So I kind of wanted to replicate that here in St. Charles and have a tasting bar where people could come up, taste the wine, and if they liked the wine, they could buy it or not, depending on whatever the circumstances were. Some wine shops ship people wine. I don't do that. I let people pick their own wine. I don't pick the wine for them. And then they come down and taste wine. So the way it works is a couple pays $50 a year. And for that $50, they get to come to every weekend wine tasting, both Friday and Saturday. And they're from 4 to 7. And so they come down, and we usually have from 6 to 20 wines, mostly 6 or 7, and they taste a variety of different grapes, different wines. If they like it, they buy it. If they don't, they come back the next night, and they have over 130 opportunities to do that for $50, which is probably the best wine bargain in the state.
What type of members or clients do you typically get? Do you get like wine aficionados or like casual wine enthusiasts or just even novices?
Well,
who likes to come to the Wine Exchange?
I think it starts at novices, and I really enjoy working with them the best because we're really helping them develop their love or knowledge about wine, at least. So novices are good. So wine snobs, or the guys that swirl the glass and sniff and swirl, we're good for them, but this isn't that kind of shop. This shop it's like a Cheers bar. Everybody knows your name. Everybody gets to know each other. There's nobody that really is pretentious, and we just have a lot of fun.
What areas of the world do the wines come from?
Well, after 1976, when the California wines beat the French wines, there was an explosion of areas in the world that could grow good quality grapes, and that included South Africa and Chile and Argentina, Australia, New Zealand, and so on. It wasn't then just limited to France and Italy and Spain. So kind of classifies New World, Old World. Old World styles are a little bit different. New World styles are more fruit forward, little brighter fruit, and that is typically what sells in this market is New World. Although I carry French and Italian and Spanish and Argentina and Australian and so on. Napa cabs, Napa wines, California wines, West Coast wines tend to sell the best.
And you can find all of those here at the Wine Exchange.
Yes, you can.
Well, Mike, you got a great shop here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for
You
having
need to come back.
Yeah, so I was going to say, you know what, I got to go get my membership right now. So I encourage you all to come on down, get your membership at the Wine Exchange in St. Charles, and then you can see Jeff and Joy whenever you want.
Well, you really do have quite the selection here. And I was thinking, next weekend I was having some friends over. We're probably going to do some grilling. And I was thinking of grilling some steaks. But what would go well with something like that? Like, I never really know how to pick the
Well,
wine.
there's a whole thing about picking a wine based on the food. And really, if I said Cabernet, which is what I would put with, or Malbec, which is what I'd put with the steak,
And I actually
if
love
you
Malbecs.
if you liked white wine, then I would be guiding you into something you wouldn't like. And ultimately, if you like the wine and you like the food, that's a good pairing.
Okay.
But the ideal pairing for steak would be something, depending on how you're going to cook the steak, if you're going to grill it, something big and bold, something with a lot of heft. That's Cabernet or Malbec. Malbec is outstanding. Malbec's really comes from Argentina most often.
And I feel like it's just recently that people have really been having that on the menus. I've seen Malbec a lot more.
Well, Argentina has started making fabulous Malbec. It didn't used to be all that great 15 years ago, but it's great. And boy, a grilled steak screams for Malbec. So,
Okay.
excellent wine.
I'm thinking, because summertime too, people do tend to go towards white. So I suppose if you were going to serve a white wine, what are some of the foods then that you would serve with that?
Well, a lot of people have been drinking Chardonnay. The problem with Chardonnay is there's people that don't like Chardonnay. Sometimes it's oaky, they don't like oaky, they like it unoaked. A real good choice for that is Sauvignon Blanc. It's crisp, it's clean, especially if it's domestic. If it comes from New Zealand, it's going to be very citrusy and grapefruity, but a crisp, clean Northern California Sauvignon Blanc goes with just about anything as a starter wine, not necessarily with the steak, but as maybe with a salad or getting everybody
Something a little lighter.
A little lighter, yeah.
Okay, I like
So
that.
good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, there's all kinds of other choices too. If you had chicken or fish, you might want to, and you wanted red, you might go with a Pinot Noir because Pinot Noir is very light and it doesn't overpower the fish. If you got a Cabernet, it would tend to own the meal. It would overpower the delicacy of the meal. So
it'd be reds, kind of more heavy meals, and whites, kind of a little bit lighter.
try and pair the meal with the lighter the meal. Consider the lighter the wine.
Okay.
The heavier the meal, the heavier the wine.
So there are some tips and tricks for you guys.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
now
you.
we know exactly what to get for my dinner party.
Thank you, Joy. So you're here for a tasting.
I am.
Is this your first ever tasting?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to try and guide you through a little what we have.
that'd be great.
This is first one. Was put in your glass. Is a rosé.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people will say, "No, I don't want that. It looks like white Zinfandel." White Zinfandel is very sweet. Most rosés do not have any residual sugar, so they're not sweet. So take a taste. What do you think? Swirl it around. Nice and light.
Yeah.
Now that's a refreshing summer drink. It's just so light. It's made out of Grenache, which is a red grape. Chardonnay is probably the most popular grape varietal in the U.S. A lot of people love it. It can be heavily oaked. It can be lightly oaked. This is the middle of the road.
Okay.
It's from Napa. Again, crisp and clean.
Yeah, and there's a little oak there, little, but not overly powerful. 'Cause
A
sometimes
lot of the wineries are backing off the oak. We got way over oaked a few years ago.
Yeah.
Now we're coming back. In fact, a lot of Chardonnays have no oak. They've been fermented and aged in stainless steel.
and those are the ones that I really like.
Very crisp. Very crisp, very clean.
Right. Good. But those are good.
So now it's Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. And those are three Rhone varietals, southern France, and they blend them and they make a real nice solid wine. Not as heavy as a Cabernet, Grenache is not, but it comes across very, very fruit forward and easy to drink. So give it a try.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I was on a trifecta.
Yeah, that's great.
So
Really
now
nice.
the question is, which one's your favorite? But you have to know what the environment is. If you're on the patio, maybe these two. If you're having a heavier meal, maybe this one.
Yeah.
I like all wines, but it's the situation you're in that demands the wine.
Absolutely, and
So-
the company you're with, right?
Absolutely.
So when people start thinking about wine, what's if they're a total novice, the number one thing you could tell them is
Try a lot of different wines. Don't feel like any wine is dismissed. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like sweet wine. Okay, well, I like sweet wine. Try them all, and sooner or later you'll start to define which ones you like better, which varietals you like better. But wine is all about the experience, who you're with, where you are. If you're relaxed in good company, it's all the experience. And a good wine on a bad experience is still a bad experience.
well, we're having a great experience here at the Wine
And that's
Exchange,
what we're
and
hoping.
thank you so much for sharing all
Thank
these
you.
wonderful wines. And I'll be taking this with me. So
Oh, you picked one.
Well,
Thank you.
we'll see you later.
Thank you.
I'd like to give you a thoughts.
Well, that was certainly enjoyable.
And I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Very educational.
Yeah. And you know what we were saying earlier about pouring red wine into white wine?
Oh, yeah.
Probably it's not a good
Don't do
idea.
it.
So don't do that. You don't want to do that.
No. Look, I learned a lot. I'm looking at the legs.
Good for you. Yeah. Those are oh, no. See, it helps it like on a table or
Very
something. That's what I do. But
experience,
yeah.
like that, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody, if you haven't been to the Wine Exchange, you got to come down. It's awesome.
the club.
Join the
Join the
club.
club.
$50
I know. You
for
can't
like
beat that.
I don't know 300 events. Seriously, you come in and you say, "I want my glass. I'm a club member,"
And you get some brats.
and you drink, and you enjoy great wine, and you learn stuff, and you get to meet cool people, just like we did tonight.
Yeah.